Hey, what's going on in the webs? It's your boy K Dizzle, 85th Gaming, back at you with another Axie Infinity Road to Ranked series. So today we're gonna do it just a little bit differently because I feel like we need a little bit of change around here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually go through our victories in the battle log. Just a couple hours ago, played a couple of games, did pretty well, not too bad. So we had like one, two. Well, and then a bunch of versus the computer. So we got like really two losses during that whole time, and I think that a lot of these games came out pretty good. So let's go ahead and just take our oldest one, play it again, take a peek at what that match was like. But anyway, how have you guys been? It's been a minute. I know I've been away for like about a week. I had some family issues had to take care of, but let's see here. I know that there's a pause button. There we go. Okay, so we opened up Carrot Hammer. Okay, and they didn't do anything. It's cool. Look at this. You can see their cards too. That's kind of interesting to note. So here I am. You'll notice that I am in the red, and our opponent here is in the blue. So at least I think so. Yeah. In this situation, you see here my bird being the fastest one actually here. Thankfully, we get a situation where the bird isn't outsped. It's such an important thing that the bird outspeeds everything. That way it doesn't get sniped. Although on my side, you notice that the bird is not locked and loaded. I do not have a locked and loaded bird. I do have two carrot hammers, one that I played previously, one in my hand right now, and a wooden stab. So I think that probably from here, what I wound up doing is playing just a carrot hammer, and then I did not play the third glance. I'm thinking to myself that he might go in with something, and let's see what happens. Wow, they went in pretty hard. I believed here that they were gonna go in because here we see that I did load up the carrot hammer and the wooden stab, and they do kind of go in on me right here. So let's see how that plays out. So we got the double poison. Interesting, double poison. I'm sorry, just a poison mid-lining tank. And this shield move here is pretty decently. It adds 15% of the Axie shield to adjacent teammates. It's good if you're in the middle, and you notice it kind of does displace some of that shield onto the other thing. I do wind up breaking the shield there, thankfully. Kind of worked out for us. And then here we go with the next hand. Wow, those cards just fly out. It would be nice if there were paws in the middle. So I did have my one of my favorite blocking cards in the whole game, an October Treat, in order to give us enough defense. We definitely have a lot more life to go here, so playing that one right there, we are getting a little locked and loaded. We do have our ability to target the back row, but we're missing at least one more card. And you'll notice the fastest unit they have is this one right here at the 408. So most likely, I'm not going to use a backdoor card in that Axie. My target killing range is just below 400, if I'm not mistaken, using 3 cards in a Dark Sweep. But let's go ahead and continue on and see what happens. Okay, so they do decide to go in here, and if you look in my tank Axie's hand, I do not have anything, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to go ahead and just eat that. So luckily, we did hold that shield because that's worth 120. And look, we're at 80 HP. So if we didn't play that card, we would have died. So that card actually gave us a free turn of a body up front, which gives us another turn to be able to bank cards. So if you look at our hand right now, we have maximum cards, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. To our, let's see here, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. I thought max hand size was 10. I don't know. Whatever the case is. Okay, so we go in again, and then here I go with the October, and then I go in with the energy drain. So my thinking here was that they needed at least one card if you're at 76 health. So by bolstering it to at least 100, then we give ourselves a second amount of shield. But if we can get ourselves to at least 200, it's going to take them potentially 3 cards. And so as you notice here, they do go in with 130 damage. But look, it was not enough. So knowing the fact that they couldn't get over it, and then, oh look, they come in with the 10 extra damage from the shield, and it still wasn't enough. 14 HP left on the main tank, which gives me just enough for the 2. So we won't be able to draw a card because it did get broken. But we unfortunately don't steal energy. As you noticed, 0 energy. So we've completely drained the opponent out of energy. We've completely drained them out of options. And basically they still have to waste cards on that front Axie. So you notice here, like they played a 0 and a 30. Right? So they're trying to do a little chip damage. I technically, like looking back on this situation, if I had October Treat, I would have played October Treat without a doubt, knowing the bad situation that they were in. I didn't draw October Treat. I drew Wooden Stab, so I'm not gonna play that 40 shield in order to keep something at 6 HP alive. That just doesn't make any sense. You're not breaking that 100 HP threshold, you know. And so from there, the way that I see it is they're gonna go ahead and break through as a potential. Whenever your front Axie is gonna die in a single hit, you gotta kind of think about that second row Axie. So I have the stickies in hand, but I didn't know if they were going to do it or not. So my decision instead was like, hey, what if I just make them handless? What if I just guarantee this turn that they go handless, right? No, thinking to myself that maybe they're not going to be able to do enough damage to kill here. They'll be able to kill the front Axie, sure, but definitely they're not going to have enough momentum to kill the second Axie, right? And I was right in that thinking. So they do 30 damage, they get the first active poison, but watch their hand, Blip. Blap. Pow. Handless opponent. And we have 8 cards. That is an 8-card deficit. And they're only down by 1 energy. That's not too bad. But they're at an 8-card deficit. 8 cards, and they have 1 Axie above us. Right? Look at that hand advantage. So now all we need to do from here, in my opinion, is we always want to make sure, like, okay, if we have a way to discard a single card for free, we would do it. We do not draw it, though. But we are locked and loaded with the bird, and we go ahead and just decide to knock out the front Axie for free because this costs no energy. And then as we, I didn't check this earlier, but there is Smart Shot from the mid-row Axie. So if they did Smart Shot, but it says to skip the closest target if there are 2 or more enemies remaining. There's only 1, so that's not going to work. There's no backdoor here as well. And I think the other Axie does not have a backdoor. So there's no way they're going to touch the bird. So spending your HP, using your HP as a resource, that's really why this all-out shot card is such a powerful card. That's why it's a really expensive thing to get on your Axies. And why, in my opinion, backdoor cards are so useful, because if you put this on an Axie that's in the back, they're going to be able to reap that benefit of hitting for 140. 140 is a pretty strong threshold. If you can hit for 150, though, that's a really big threshold, because 2 hits for 300, that's able to kill a lot of Axies. Well, not from the rip, you know what I mean? You need to do a little bit of chip damage, but by turn 3 or 4, if you can hit something for 300, it's pretty much gone. Okay, and then yes, we get in our stun and dodge, and as you know as well as I do, what are we gonna do when we got Sticky Glue and Antiseptic Bait? We are gonna spam those cards. Because what are they going to do against it? These 2 cards together give you a lot of shield. They give you 2 different stunning opportunities. And now from this point forward, they're top decking. You know what I mean? Like they're not able to maintain cards in their hand. Because there it is. There's our Sunder Armor that's going to come in and knock out the 1 card that they left over. So their frugality is what is going to do them in. Either they spend the cards, like in this shot, Smart Shot wouldn't have did anything. Just did 50 damage for 1 energy, and that's not good. That's not a good conversion. You really want to do at least fit 100, and if it's not doing 100, then you really want an effect attached to it. So in this situation, they're damned if they did, and they're damned if they didn't. That's really the power of the mid to late game discarding effects. You really want to hold them to the mid to late game, because you see what we did earlier, right? We wiped their hand out, we kept going. So from here, we're going to see the same thing. We're going to knock out that front tank, and the front tank gets knocked out and was about to play cards, right? Or no, didn't play cards. I don't think they played cards. It was just us and them and the reptile in back. And then there we go. There was no cards in hand regardless of that situation. But now we know for a fact that they only draw 3 cards a turn and they get 2 energy, which means they're only playing 2 cards per turn, which means they have 1 card in hand, which means that we want to use the Sunder Armor every time that we get it available. Look at that. And then again, right there, the Sunder Armor again, knocking out that last card. It really reduces their options tremendously, because like this card's a good card. I don't know why they didn't use it. Probably because they had to defend themselves, right? So they're wasting their time trying to block out. Okay, so we go ahead and we open up a little bit of damage. Now we notice our Bird Axie, very low HP, so we can't do anything about that. Ooh, and another sweet evasion one more time. It's really hard to take out that bug Axie, and then that gives us the opportunity to generate our resources here. But it's a really close game if you really look at it. It's a really close game, you know? So our friend Axie is really low on health. I'm really thinking to myself, like, sad. Because look, we didn't draw Snail Shell. And I thought the game was done. Just done. But knowing my fundamentals, I feel that I probably did an antiseptic bait. And I'm really sad, of course, double Dark Swoop. That's a meme already. Like, I always have double Dark Swoop in my hand at the end of every game. It just happens that way. And then it really is going to come down to next turn. Because I want to keep my friend Axie alive as long as possible. I might be able to do it. Wow, I actually just let it go. So let's look back at this situation. If I played antiseptic bait, I actually would have not been able to block it. Because look, the 240s would have been enough to take out the 43, and the 110's larger than the 90. So smart past myself. Previous self actually did the right move. So right here, they spent one extra card. Which means that next turn, you know, they are going to get their 3-card draw. And those are the 3 cards that they're going to get for the turn. And this is still fatal, no matter what. So lucky me, drawing into Blackmail, drawing into Egg Bomb, did not draw an all-out shot, did not draw a Dark Swoop. And then that is definitely enough to clinch the game right there. I tacked on the extra Dark Swoop at the end just in case of some weird mishap. I don't think anything would have stopped this situation from happening. Let's say that it got 3 charges there, then maybe the Dark Swoop would have been enough. And yeah, clinched the victory there. Very close fight. Very, very close fight. Don't want to say that that was a blowout of any sort whatsoever, but either way it goes, pretty exciting. So let's go to another game. Let's see if I got one against another bird. Oh boy, let's see here. Let's see what kind of bird this was. I think this was another Dark Swoop bird. No, this is not the Dark Swoop bird. You can tell because it doesn't have the... You know, Dark Swoop's kind of a weird one, because if you look at my Axie, like, okay, where's the Dark Swoop on my Axie? Like, where? Where is it? Egg Bomb is this shell, right? Blackmail is this male. All Out Shot's the tail. Oh my gosh, is the fight happening? Okay, hold on. I literally just missed out on the entire fight while I was just blabbing away. I thought it was going to pause. I apologize. Was it this one? No, this is a different bird. That's a lit bird, though. That's a pretty cool looking bird. A lot of birdos. Where'd you go? Okay, yeah, it was probably this one right over here. Okay, let's do this one. So, okay, here we go. No, this one has the Dark Swoop, right? This one has the Dark Swoop, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It's ill-omened. It looks very similar. It looks very, very similar. I still don't know what Dark Swoop looks like, because, yeah, I don't know. I can't tell the difference between the two. Okay, so let's just look at the opening hand here, yeah? Okay, cool. And then we did get October and Veg Bite. I think that's a really, really good combo, unless you think that the opponent's going to just spend their whole hand. If you think they're going to spend their whole hand, then Vegetable Bite does nothing on turn 1. But if you think they're going to not spend their whole hand, I think it's a really smart option. I really shouldn't spend the hand discard option, but I'm going to wind up doing it anyway. And then I did not know what this removes. So let me think here. They're only the red cards, right? So what? They only have cards here? And then they spend... What did they spend? Very interesting. Right, here's the 2 cards here that they spent. So actually, I'm sorry. They're the ones that did October and then the Veg Bite. My bad. I drew into just Wooden Stab. So for me, I did the 1 card to discard. So let's see what card that I wind up getting. Ooh, I got Ill-Omened. So that's 110 damage. Not too bad. Not too bad. But see, they have 3 other cards in their hand either way. So that's why I kind of feel that using that card early is kind of a bad idea. You know, and look, they just replaced it anyway. So... Oh boy, they are locked and loaded. The bird is ready. And then for us, what we did here is, right, we went with Carrot Hammer, and then we're going to try to steal a Veg Bite. And then the Mouth, this card right here, I think that stops, Hot Butt stops Mouth cards, and none of my units have Mouth cards, if I'm not mistaken. So it actually does not counter my deck in any way, shape, or form. This is not to say that it's a bad card. It can be really, really strong. Hotbutt's really a really good card. So now we're in a really unfortunate dilemma. 93 HP. If we draw any card... Actually, you know, to be honest, it's good that we're at 93 HP. If we draw Carrot Hammer, I'd probably want to use Carrot Hammer. And we draw nothing with our tank. Unbelievable. Now, I could take a risk and play the wooden stab, but then the bird can just play 2 cards, and they have tons of cards right now. So for me, actually no, let's take a look. They only have 5 cards. We have 5, 6, 7, 8. Not jeez, we're always up. We have like a ton of hand advantage here, and well, I mean it makes sense. They did a lot of damage to our front Axie, but let's see how many more cards we can get out of them. So they play 2 cards here, and I was right to not play the wooden stab. If I played the wooden stab, they would have wound up killing for only 2 and then getting the 1 extra card for me with the wooden stab. I didn't do this. I thought they were going to break through and do additional damage that way. Actually, you know what? I was right. Because look, the 140, oh, it didn't kill. Okay, it didn't kill. So either way it goes, I was covering. We do get the discard. And the play will continue. Okay, so I drew into Dark Swoop. I was so stoked. I was so ready. So yeah, I think for killing, even though I don't have a 3rd big damage card, I think double Dark Swoop and Blackmail all-out shot is a kill. And then as for here on defense, there is a fish, there is a bird. That means, sticky antiseptic. That is a bread and butter. And then, of course, that's exactly what we're going to play. They do go first. Doesn't matter. We're still going to get the jump. But let's go ahead and see what happens here. So I got 165. Boom. They get stunned. And the whiff. Absolutely gorgeous. And then the counter hit. Now, unfortunately for us, their bird Axie is 5s. No, their bird Axie definitely is not 6. That extra little shield that they put up wasn't enough. So this is great for us. We were in a controlling position from here. Because if you really think about it, we have the bug, which is good against the fish. Because look at all of these cards. These are all dead cards. They go first. He's going to attack. I'm going to go ahead and, well, look what I drew. I didn't draw antiseptic bait. Stuck with sticky. So that's okay. We probably went with sticky into a 3rd glance. Probably. See what happens. Or we didn't. Or we just played sticky. One or the other. Yeah, we did both. Ooh, we tried to open them up. Whoa, okay, that was a little bit aggressive, not gonna lie. Probably shouldn't have did that in my opinion. We do get away with this turn scot-free though. They were probably afraid that had antiseptic bait, and luckily for me, they were afraid of it, so they didn't do anything. I didn't draw it again this turn, so we go with another snail shell. Now this 120 should kill, if you think about it. Like, they could put up an October tree. That's my thinking. And then go ahead and get away with that. But they wind up not doing it. They did have the October tree in hand, which, when I'm looking back on this hindsight, I wonder why they didn't just play it. Did they think I was going to just double into it? Yeah, like, I'm too conservative. I wouldn't have doubled into it. And interesting for them what they did right there. They did a very conservative play. They didn't attack with the fish. It would have been the perfect time to swing in with the fish, in my opinion. Okay, but they do get this turn. They have 4 energy, so they can go all in. But luckily for us, we do have our antiseptic bait and not quite a butt ton of damage. So I think from here, we're just going to antiseptic bait, see what happens. Yep, there's the antiseptic bait. Really, really was hoping for a snail shell. But I think this is just enough. Yeah, luckily for us, we get away with that one. 4 HP, the bug holding on by a thread. And now look at this situation. This is a bad situation because they get a buff from Swift Escape, so they go first now. See, they're faster than my bird. Bird's low HP. The tank's at low HP. Luckily, I didn't draw anything with the tank. That was like I have no idea how that worked out. I just didn't draw anything. No, I didn't. Okay, I did draw for the tank. So from here, it's kind of tough. Like, I can't play any of these cards. I really can't. If I play the antiseptic bait, it's not going to do anything. And it's going to make me survive 1 card, but he could just double into me. If he plays... No, even if I do play it, it kills me anyway. Because it's still going to do the damage. So I'm not going to do anything here except... Oh, I did go with the antiseptic bait. Looking back on it, that was probably not a good idea. Because look, the stun happens, but so what? Like, I attack into it and remove the stun. So, note to self for next time. Did it. Either way it goes, I wind up winning the match right there. Another really close one. 33 HP left on bird, last bird standing. All right, let's go with this one again. This is gonna be the last one for the evening against another bird. But as we can see on the bird, I don't think we got a dark sweep here, right? Yeah, we got, this is just a full frontal assault bird. And you know what? As much as I think full frontal assault is kind of cool, the only problem with it is that you're not getting the benefit of being able to remove back rows that have low HP. You know, you're going into a tank. And so when I noticed that, and as you can notice here, almost every card is aggressive. Almost every card is aggressive. Like, these cards are not obviously there for tanks and things like that. But, okay, and then we also notice the tiny catapult, so I gotta be aware of that. But I usually shoot the bird through the back, which is exactly what I want to be doing here. Didn't draw anything with the bird this turn. Right, okay, so, ooh, right. Look at this. They decide we're going in. They go super aggressive right out of the gate. Right off the rip. And take my tank to half that away. Pretty savage, if you ask me. So from here, they get Carrot Hammer. I get Carrot Hammer. And when two tanks play Carrot Hammer against each other, they both knock out each other's shields, which I think is cool. Like, that's really smart game design in my opinion. And yeah, from there, our bird not ready. Bug, on the other hand, I drew too many cards of the bug, to be 100% honest. I really don't want that many cards for the bug right away. But, you know, it is what it is. We're probably going to have to get ready with the bug soon anyway, because we got a really aggressive opponent. We go in swinging with the fish. The fish gets buffed up. The shield is already broken previously. We break the shield back. They go to the energy. So the energy right now is like, we still have massive resource advantage and hand advantage, but the problem right now is that we're facing down, losing our tank here. And luckily for us, we only drew one card. We only have one card with the tank, because we don't care if the tank goes down, but it's gonna cost them 2 cards. So it's gonna cost them 2 cards and giving us 1 energy. So like, what 2 cards are they gonna remove? Probably something from the bird, because the bird goes first. We're not ready to take out the bird, but we are definitely in position to get ready with the tank. So I should have, looking back in hindsight, I was thinking of playing Sticky Goo. So I could have, been okay with taking the damage here. And then being able to stun whatever hits me next. So they waste 1 card. Well, quote unquote waste. It was because of a critical. And because that was a big amount of damage right there. And I could have stunned the middle Axie, which pays dividends, because, if you're not attacking the midline Axie, they have to play another card to break the stun. And that's, let me tell you, if you've never been stunned in the game, it's painful. So here we go. This is a 10-card hand. We got a full spread versus their 4 cards. 6-3 energy. I feel that we're in a really, really good position. We got a bird kill combo right now, and we got really high defense with the sticky and septic. And that is exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop everything. Poor bird is just sitting there, doesn't see it coming. Get blasted up, egged up. Get Reggie rights. Oh, still standing? Not on this day. But, okay, so first hit, boom, breaks the shield. Cool, but we got the stun. And as you know, you don't break the bug, please. Okay, nice damage. And we're still in a very commanding position. We don't really have the free discard just yet. They only have 4 cards in their hand. It would be nice, like if I'm looking at this, I probably kind of sort of want to play Third Glance. But if you look at my energy, I only have 4. So I want to play 2 cards this turn, most likely. Oh, snap. I go heavy. All in. Let's go. Big damage. Yeah. Looking back on it, I probably should have held that. And look, we do get the stun in the back. Thank goodness. That's why you want to play your antiseptic baits. You want to play both. If you got both in your hand, you want to use it. And see, this is an interesting situation, because now I just got to do some damage to this front Axie. Oh, that's it. The Axie is down. Wow. And then from this position, like, what do you do? What do you even do? Like, okay, so we know we don't discard, but I played the Thunderclaw just in case, we're covering for it. I didn't draw antiseptic bait on this turn. Oh boy, this is actually a very dangerous situation. Oh, thank goodness. And when they get the second stun, oh my gosh, did that take exactly 110? That was crazy. I had 110 shield. He did 110 damage exactly. Unbelievable. Perfect shield, perfect defense. And then we go ahead and get a little bit of cheeky chip damage there. And now this is the turn. I feel this is the turn where we need to swing in. Yeah, we go ham. We go heavy in the paint. We go hard in the paint. Okay, that's still not going to take it out. No, it is going to take it out. It just rolled on. That was just a really good high roll in this game. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys like that content. That was a lot of fun. I feel like this type of interaction is probably going to be more interesting to you guys because you guys get to see me actually interested and live and excited, not just losing every single game in a row. So, yeah, that'll do it for now, and I really appreciate your time watching the stream. Have a great one. See you next time.